Hey YouTube, making this video in response to a post somebody put on one of my videos about wanting to get into shape to attract a certain woman. Now, before I start, I just want to voice my personal opinion on this subject. If a person doesn't like you for you, and doesn't like you for what's in here and what's up here, they can go fuck themselves. Who gives a shit what their opinion is? If they only want you for how you look, then they're shallow, and who gives a fuck? You shouldn't, and I don't. My humble opinion. Alright, now, let's address the elephant in the room. Sexual attraction is a big part of, initial contact with somebody. The first thing you see, or the first thing you do when you meet somebody, is you look at them, and whether you realize it or not, you size them up. You might look at them in an attractive way and be like, oh, I really like his figure. He's got really nice arms. He's got good muscles. Or oh, I like her butt. It's just what we do as human beings. We size up individuals based on their looks initially before we even get to fucking know them, right? That's just the way we do things as a species, all right? So you're not bad for doing it. Everybody fucking does it. I do it, you do it. I'm in a relationship, and I see a woman, and the first thing I do is I size her up. Same thing my girlfriend does with a guy, and that's okay, because in my relationship, you can look, you just can't touch. And there have been times when I've been with my girlfriend where she's like, hey, check out that chick's ass. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, she's got a nice ass. Why? Because we're both comfortable in our relationship. I don't even know why I told you guys that. Fuck it. Anyways, so you initially can be sexually attracted to somebody and then get to know their personality and find out they're a fucking terrible person, but they look great. Now, depending on what that person has inside, you should not be working out and getting in shape for them. You should be working out and getting in shape for you. All right? And the reason I say this is I have friends that I know that looked great before they got into a relationship, and then stopped working out because they're like, oh, I already have my partner, so what do I care? And I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about guys as well. And that's kind of insulting to your partner when you're in good shape, you give up on your fucking appearance because you're like, I have them. Like, I don't have to try. They should love me for me. Well, when they met you, you were like ripped, toned, had a six-pack, and you benched 900 pounds. Now you got a gut and tits, you're eating pizza and beer, and you're fucking around with the guys doing fantasy football, and you're not the guy she was originally attracted to. But you know who she is looking at? The dude over there who's ripped, lean, and benching 900 pounds. Anyways, so if you work out to get a partner, or you work out to get a guy or get a girl, what you're running the risk of is that when you're running the risk of two things. One, you're going to get them, you're not going to try as hard because you found them, and you're going to let yourself go, and then they might not be attracted to you anymore, and they might turn around and say, well, fuck, that's not what I signed on for. When I met you, you were fucking 200 pounds, but you were 8% body fat. Now you're fucking 260 pounds, 40% body fat. That's not fair to me. And the second thing you run the risk of is anxiety. Let's say you are 200 pounds, 8% body fat, and you meet that chick, or you're a fucking a chick who's like 140 pounds, 10, 12% body fat, and you look fucking crazy. I don't fucking know. I'm throwing random numbers out there. I don't actually fucking know. And then you're dating this person, and you're like, oh my god, what would happen if I gained weight? Like, would they still want to be with me, or is it only for my looks? And you say, oh, hey, sweetheart, what would you do if I gained 10 pounds? And they'd be like, well, I'd fucking stay with you. And you're like, but are they lying to me just because they want me to feel good, or is that how they feel? Don't fucking do that to yourself. I've been playing this game now for about 4 years straight. I've never taken a day off. And I've been with my girl now for 2.5 years. And when we first started dating, I told her outright, like, listen, the gym is really important to me. I'm going to be going probably 5-6 days a week. That's just what I do. But I will always have my gym schedule around us, so we have our time together. And she's looked at me and she's like, I have no problem with that. I feel like I would benefit from that because you'll only look good, or you'll only look better. And in 2.5 years, the only thing I've done is gotten bigger and stronger. Because that's my passion. I really enjoy working out. So, my girlfriend hasn't suffered for my fitness addiction, and it is a fucking addiction, but I work out for me. And every time I go to the gym, I'm not thinking about her. I'm not like, ooh, I want to impress her. Ooh, I want to look good for her. Don't get me wrong. I still fucking do, but I do it for me. I'm driving myself to look better. I'm driving myself to be stronger because that's in here. And if we broke up tomorrow, I'd still go to the fucking gym and I'd still lift because it's all about what's inside me and me driving myself. Because I've ingrained that in who I am. I didn't lift to get her. I was already lifting when I met her. So don't get the attitude of, I want to lift to get chicks. I want to lift to get guys, right? Do it for you. Get ripped, get lean, get fucking strong. So when you start dating somebody, you're still going to be fucking ripped, lean, and strong and wanting to push yourself because that's who you are now, right? It takes 4 weeks to build a habit, all right? So get into shape. Sure, get into shape to attract a partner, but don't do it for the fucking chick. Don't do it for the fucking guy. Do it for you. Because at the end of the day, 40 years from now, when you're both fucking out of shape, you got guts, you got tits bigger than your fucking wife, and you're sitting across the table, this and this is what's important, right, guys? Looks fade. Fucking these things don't. Dementia, or your heart get congestive heart failure, and then that fades. But you know what I mean. Your spirit, your fucking brain, these things are what last forever. Looks don't. Time makes fools of us all. So when you go to date somebody, they better like you for you, and you better like them for them. Because if you look at them and you don't like their personality, but they look great, fine. You know what? Guy or girl, go fuck their guts out. Let them fuck your guts out. Go fuck that person's guts out. I don't care. But don't do it so you can get them, because at the end of the day, this changes. Fall in love with this, fall in love with this. And if you find somebody who's fucking, looks great, and I'm not using myself as an example, but if you find somebody that looks great, and they got this and this, man, you are fucking sold. You ever play those trading card games where it's they had those 3 stats? It was strength, dexterity, constitution, and you'd have 8 strength, 2 dexterity, and 3 constitution. That was obviously a strong character. And then you got to the point where you'd get that 1 uber card that was 10s across the board. They're fucking out there. They're in the pack. They're the gold card. You just got to keep fucking going through different packs until you find one, because they do exist. They're just rarer than others. And once again, super duper not using myself as an example. Mine would be on a scale of 1 to 10 for strength, would be a 5, intelligence 2, constitution, maybe a 3, 3.5 if they do half stars. But moving on. Live for you guys. Don't live for guys. Don't live for girls. Get it ingrained into you, because then it becomes permanent. And really, it's this and this that matter. And I know you're gonna say, Mark, fuck, you're a little bit of a bigger guy and you try hard and you've got the ability to say I'm already big. Fucking get that. 100% on board. But even when I was a skinny fat wiener kid, or when I was an obese teen, I still knew I wanted to find somebody who loved me for me. And, when I'm 230 pounds, when I was 13 years old and super obese, playing video games and eating cookies to drown my depression with more food, it was easy to be I want somebody who wants me for me and not my body. But now that I'm a bigger guy and I'm not skinny fat and I'm not obese anymore, I still want a partner who loves me for me. And that this is just a fucking bonus, guys. That's it. I'm sorry for rambling for 7 minutes about this, but don't live for other fucking people. Live for you, because looks fade, things change, and if you don't like this and this, it means fucking shit. And if they don't like you for this and this, and they only want this, then let them go fuck some other dude. And you're but I want to bang her. I want to bang him. Don't fucking worry about it. Then live for you, and eventually you'll get that fucking person. But don't live just for that person, because you gotta like them, and they gotta like you. Post your questions in the comments down below. Sorry for rambling for so long, but it's just something I feel passionate about with regards to physical attraction and people that want to lift to get guys and girls. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Questions, comments down below, and as always, eat like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter.